Against the light-colored background, the letters ACB. Below each letter is its corresponding braille cell. Together for a bright future. Meet ACB board member Koni Sims with ACB president Dan Spoon. Dan is a white, middle-aged, and clean-shaven man, balding and with white hair at his temples. He wears a red sport shirt.
I'd like to welcome Koni Sims from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Koni has the privilege of not being elected only in 2021, but also in 2022. So Koni, welcome as one of our new board members for the American Council of the Blind.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm honored to be on the board.
Well, thank you. How was it to run 2 years in a row back to back? I had to do that one time, and it's fairly stressful.
It is very stressful. Yeah, I will admit it was very stressful. Yeah, and I'm glad I don't have to run now for a few years. So
that's nice. He's like, oh, okay, I don't have to worry about that for the next couple of years.
I'm thinking coming up, it's like, oh, I can just relax this year, and I don't have to worry about all this.
That's great. Well, Koni, tell us a little bit about your vision journey and kind of, what caused your vision loss and got you involved a little in the American Council of the Blind.
Koni is a white, middle-aged woman with long, dark hair. She wears a pink sweater over a white top and colorful necklace. Her ears are adorned with long earrings.
All right. So I was born with aniridia. So I've always been legally blind. With aniridia, you have the iris. So some people have a stump. I don't have any. Because of that, I don't have the pupils either. So when people look at me, you see the reflection off my optic nerve. So growing up, I always said I had brown eyes because my mom had brown eyes, and I wore glasses, and now I wear some special contacts. So my eyes look more blue. So, and then I ended up having some cornea transplants, and they had to remove my lenses also at that time. So with the contacts I have now, that's what I consider my lenses. So it's always been pretty stable for most of my life, but then it changes up and down. I can have good days or bad days. Yesterday was kind of one of those days. But I would say what my vision loss, Dan, has kind of taught me is you can face anything. People have asked me, well, don't you wish you could see 2020? Yeah, I do, but I don't know what it is. I've never seen 2020. So the vision loss has taught me that I can accomplish anything. I can be very strong. I set my goals, and just because you have a vision loss doesn't mean that you can't be fully engaged in the community. So I've had a lot of struggles, and I've overcome them. But I think all of us do, no matter what. So the vision loss has been a journey, lots of surgeries, and I may always lose my sight. I don't know fully, but it's a challenge. But knowing that I can overcome it, and I'm proud of what I've done over the years, and I set my goals, and I believe in them, and I think you can accomplish it.
Fantastic. Well, tell us a little bit about what motivated you to run for the ACB Board of Directors.
So I've been a member of ACB since '84. I hadn't been to many conventions. '84 was my first one in Philadelphia as a student. And of course, things have really changed since then. So it kind of shows my age, but
hey, now we're all kind of dealing with that.
Yeah, we all are. It's part of life. I guess so. It's better than the alternative. But when I went in 20, I was president of STIB, or South Dakota Association of Blind. So I represented South Dakota. Seth was supposed to go with me, but he ended up becoming ill. That's right before COVID, or started COVID. But I went, and I didn't know a whole lot of people. I knew some. And of course, I had been on the transportation committee. So I knew a few people from there, but I hadn't really met them in person. So it really inspired me. Once I was there in person, my job situation hadn't really allowed me to travel a lot because I was so busy. I was, no one really had the cover for me with my practice. So it was like an inspiration. I mean, I sat and I visited with like Mike Talley and Pat Sheehan and Penny Reeder and David and Ronna Trott and different ones, Doug Paul, a whole bunch of people. And it was so encouraging and so welcoming that ACB, I came back and I felt like I really wanted to get more involved in the national level. I've always been involved on state and local, but the family feel it was so encouraging and uplifting and welcoming that it really inspired me. And the support of other members is what really helped. Just knowing that you had other people who believed in you and had the same goals.
Yeah, this DC Leadership Conference, I've always felt of the different activities we do inside of ACB, the Leadership Conference really is the place that gives up and coming future leaders of ACB an opportunity to really get to know each other. It's very powerful. I'm excited that we're going to get to go back, both virtual, but also have an opportunity to get back in person this year, because you just can't put a value on those personal connections. That's great, Koni. Hey, tell us a little bit about where you see the future of the American Council of Blind over the next 5 years.
It's hard to say. I look back and I think we need to keep working on our strategic plan. Looking back at, what did we set for our goals for the 1, 3, 5-year goal? I review it every so often, believe it or not. I know people think that's probably crazy. But I think it's good because as an organization or a business, you have to have those goals and challenges. And, who knows what's going to happen in the next 5 years? We never predicted COVID.
That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
So flexibility and initiative are definitely two of our 5 core values.
Exactly. They are. It's wonderful, because it's like, I think we're a stronger organization. We look at, we transpired. We could have shut down. We could have folded, but we rallied, and look at how strong we are. We've gotten more people involved with the community, just people who never probably would have participated in things. All the meetings now with Zoom and video and I think it's awesome. And so I see that we can still revolve and look for the future. I mean, we want to be fiscally responsible. So we want to make sure that, what all the things we want, because, everyone wants gobs of stuff. I'm sure you and Leslie want gobs of stuff, you want to do, and you want to, have all these activities.
Right.
And, and Seth and I are probably that same way, but you have to be realistic, so it's like, can we afford this or can we do that? And I think that's something that we need to look at too. But, I think we need to plan, because if you don't plan and set goals and dream, you never know what's going to happen.
I agree. So, Koni, tell me, you and Seth, what do you guys do to have fun? Tell us a little bit of the fun side of Koni Sims.
I don't know. Some people think it's kind of crazy, but I enjoy just being out in my yard. Seth and I garden. We have several garden beds, all different kinds of flowers. And we used to have a vegetable garden. We have it now for a couple of years, but I enjoy that. I mean, it's fun. It's being out in nature. It's enjoying. One of the things I enjoy is being with my girlfriends. If it's local ones here, or I look at, my girlfriends in Florida and Oregon and Missouri. And if, it depends on who you're with. Each friend has different interests, but if it's hanging out and just chatting and laughing and telling stories, or just being fun and goofy, or going out and bargain shopping. I mean, my mom was known as the biggest bargain shopper, and I think I'm a pretty good bargain shopper, but not like her. But I mean, it's fun to go out and bargain shop and go to secondhand stores and see all the fun stuff you can find or how cheap you can get it.
Well, thank you, Connie. Thank you for your contributions of your time, talent, and treasure to the American Council of the Blind. And thank you for sharing a few of your thoughts with us today.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing what ACB can do in the future.
A logo, ACB in print and braille, American Council of the Blind, together for a bright future.